Welcome back everybody to the Cirque Show 24/7, and this is the pilot of AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, Fear the Walking Dead, it is a prequel to The Walking Dead. It shows you how this outbreak started, how this apocalypse started. You get a brand new cast of characters. Like I said, it's set way before the events of when Rick wakes up and stuff. So I mean, it's really cool because it's not in Atlanta, it's not in the South. We get a different location. It's set in Los Angeles, California. So I really enjoyed this pilot. It wasn't the best pilot in the world. Obviously, pilots are very hard to do because you have so much you have to do. You have so much you have to please. You have so many people you have to please. You have so much you have to just cram in a short amount of time. But it was a pretty good pilot. I mean, it introduced you to this world and how it was before this whole thing's about to start, before everything really goes down and stuff. It brings you with these characters who are very different from Rick and the characters that we first meet when we're introduced into the original Walking Dead. And I really like that. It was a very slow build episode. Like I said, it is a pilot episode, but it was still nice to see just a different outlook and a different take on this series, and how it's going to move forward to like the future, to where we are now in The Walking Dead, in the main series. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, is like, how is this show going to tie in with the main series, and how, if we're going to get some cross promotion or something like that when we get further into this show, is one thing I'm really looking forward to. I think that was very noticeable in this episode, or in this pilot, is that this pilot is very diverse, with a lot of characters, a lot of diversity, and it's just really cool to see that. Have a show kind of like The Walking Dead, which is just so popular. It's the biggest show in the world by far, and you just have this show with just a very collective and diverse group of new characters, and how that show is rested on these people. It was very brave and very, it's a bold statement that AMC has very much a handle on the show, and they're very confident in what they're putting out, and it shows, because I mean, everybody pretty much in this episode, when it came to the character, they all did really good. We're followed by this junkie teen. I think he's probably about 20. He's a junkie. He wakes up in this church. He's all out of it. He wakes up, he finds people eating each other. Like the girl, I guess he was hooking up with, like one of his junkie friends, she's eating someone else, and he freaks out. And once he gets put in the hospital and he wakes up and stuff, he has a hard time getting people to understand like what he's seen, because no one really is going to believe a junkie and and a crackhead and stuff. No one's going to believe people like that. So it's very hard. So once his stepfather, who I'm assuming his stepfather is going to be like the main guy, he's going to be the Rick of this show. Once his stepfather sees this, his stepfather kind of investigates and stuff like that, and then that's where the craziness starts to ensue. And that was really good, because it's a different take of you have like the stepfather who's coming into this this new family. The kids don't really like him, just like any kid don't like their stepdad or stepmom or step-parent or whatever. So he's trying to balance out the fact that he's trying to get the stepkids to like him, but he also has his own son who's neglecting him and who's very upset with him because he's got a divorce from his mom. So he's dealing with a lot of stuff, and going into that and trying to understand what his stepson is going through and what his stepson is seeing is going to be really cool to see how he balances all that out, and how it all works out, and how they're all going to have to get together, because now we're coming up on this episode towards the end where like people know what's happening. Like the outbreak is coming out. People are seeing other people eat each other and shooting people in the head, and you gotta figure out what's so good about having a prequel to this, and it's a gift and a curse at the same time having a prequel, because you get to see people who don't know what's happening go through it, but we're all so used to it by now, because we've been through like 5 seasons of The Walking Dead. We are so used to it. So when you see that first walker and they're trying to kill him and they don't know how to kill him and bring him down and stuff, you're like, you gotta shoot him in the head. But you gotta understand, like, these people they're not in that world yet. They're not really in that world, and they don't know all the stuff that we know. So it was cool at the same time, but it was very frustrating to have that moment where you're like, you gotta kill him in the head, a headshot, and they're just shooting him every other place but the head. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing everything that they do in this this show, and how it's going to tie into The Walking Dead. Like I said, the thing that really stood out the most to me is just how diverse this cast is, and how much we're getting into you know, this world, and how, you know, how it first was into where it is now in the future, where with Rick and his group. And yeah, I just hope we get like a lot of like cross promotions and stuff like that. But overall, what you guys think about the pilot episode of Fear the Walking Dead? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? What was your favorite part? What are you looking forward to seeing in this show? Because from what I'm told, it's only 6 episodes, just like the first season of Walking Dead. So what are you looking forward to see in the first season of Fear the Walking Dead? Are you hoping to see like some characters that we already know and love? Are you hoping to see like these characters that that we're getting to know now going a certain path? Do you feel like the stepdad in this thing needs to go kind of the Rick way, or is he going to kind of go the Shane way? Is he going to kind of find his own path, or like some of these people who look very pure and stuff now, who do you think are going to be the ones that are going to break first, and who's going to break bad throughout this apocalypse? So yeah, please leave your comments below, let me know. And as always, this is the Search Show 24/7. Be easy.